Try to do this video real quick. I got like 5% battery. I can get it all out. This rain reminded me of it. I seen a video the other day. It's a slow motion. I think it's a slow-mo guys or whatever. They did the car splashing through the water, and it splashed them, and all dramatic, whatever. But actually seeing the tire splash through the water in a slow motion, actually seeing the motion of the water coming out of the splash, super slow. I think it's like, I don't know what it is, 25,000 frames per second. Who knows? I guess they know. But anyway, but that reminded me of a verse and really a perspective of God. And it says in His Word that I will not have you ignorant, brothers, but one day is like 1,000 years to God. Not sure who said that. It's either Paul or Peter, I believe, maybe James. I don't know. Google it. Either way. But just seeing that water in that super slow motion like that just gave me the perspective of how God, you know, and having that scripture reference, especially with that strong language, I will not have you ignorant, as to how we view time and how we perceive our day. You know, time's relative to what we're doing. I mean, you sit there and look at a clock, it's going to go a whole lot slower than if you're asleep or if you're, you know, doing something that's distracting. You know, I mean, it's really very relative, even though that we gauge it by the earth circling and of course going around the sun and all that kind of stuff. Still, though, the way we experience it is relative. So with that scripture and just seeing that water in that super slow motion, just imagine. I mentioned that to somebody about God, that same thing. He said, yeah, he goes, just think, and he's considering all of creation at one time, in the moment. Every bird, he brought up bird, but just everything. So I just thought that was really, and I invite you to consider that and look at some of those slow motion videos. Consider perspectives on time and how we perceive things, and to incorporate patience into how we perceive and how God perceives. And of course, that verse in the Bible was also tied to the perspective of patience. So, but that's all I got for you. Remember, God knows us better than we know ourselves. Later.